And we're back. This is a review for Love is Blind Season 4, Episode 11. You are overpriced. So with this episode, we see the the fiancés have their bachelor and bachelorette events. The ladies go to a club as they always do. We see Chelsea saying it don't matter what kind of strippers, if they bring strippers out, none of them are going to compare to what she have at home, which is Kwame. I'm like, okay, girl. Some of the other people like Tiffany, we see her with her friends and stuff, and she's just like, we can hear Chelsea and Tiffany telling her friends like, yeah, she's just loud like that. Like they over how loud Chelsea is. We also see the guys having their bachelor party. And theirs is at some bar, and there's burlesque dancers performing. And Kwame is sitting in the front watching, and he's like, y'all not gonna come watch this? And we see Zach in the corner with two of his friends, and he was like, no. He was like, my mom was a stripper for a living. Like, so, like, this, I'm not down with. Like, I don't judge them for making that choice for their life, but I'll pass. I don't need to be up close paying attention to that. Which is understandable. We see in this episode, we see the couples having different conversations about the weddings and stuff like that that's coming up and getting things together. We see Brett actually take before I go there, let me just say, at the bachelorette party, we see a conversation that Tiffany has with one of her good friends. The one friend says that she feels like she's happy for Tiffany and she wants the best for her. And she did express that, have you guys actually experienced like a big fight or any type of real conflict yet? Because right now y'all still in the woo, googly eye honeymoon phase. And she's wondering how them two will handle, and if they have the tools to handle conflict in their relationship. I was like, yeah, we haven't seen that with Tiffany and Brett at all. We haven't. I I also see that I was wrong in my last review. Micah homegirl Shelby, her best bestie, she's still on that bullshit. Because she says it again at the bachelorette party. That she want the best for Micah. And she don't think Paul is the best for Micah. That Micah deserves all this stuff. And she feel like Paul just ain't it. Then we see Brett introduces Tiffany to his brother and his dad. And that meeting goes very well. The father has some really good words of wisdom to offer them to, and asks her, what was it about my son that made you say yes? So she told him, and he was giving him his blessing. He told Brett that he really likes her. From what he sees right here, he really likes Tiffany. And the brother asked, like, what do you think of my hair? Because the brother had a big old fro. And it wasn't like, what do they call it? A cruddy. He didn't have, in Baltimore, we call it a cruddy. When you use that little brush, they call it the cruddy brush. Where you make your fro have like, little chunks here and there like you might have been twisting it or something. The brother has a fro, but he doesn't have the cruddy. It's just like a regular fro, just picked out, big too. Um, Tiffany tells him, "Well, I think I love it. Like I like people for who they are, and you being your genuine self. Long as you comfortable being you, that's fine by me." And the brother was like, "Yeah, I like her." That's what he told Brad. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. They getting along well." And it was a nice thing to meet his dad. So I had forgot to mention in the last review, we finally get to meet. No, in the last review, when they met up to go pick out their suits, Kwame had one of his friends. I don't know if that friend was from. No. Yeah, Kwame had one of his friends there with him. And it was somebody he met in the pods. So he became cool with another, supposedly cool with this guy that he made friends with in the pods. And that guy came with him to pick out his suit and everything. I don't know if I saw that guy in this episode. Because we saw Kwame with some friends from. I'm guessing they was from Portland because he said he didn't have anybody in Seattle, so they must be from Portland. So he had a friend named, was his name Elijah or was it Ezekiel? I think it might have been Zeke. And then two other friends. I think one's name might have been Mike, but I don't recall the other one's name. He has those friends, they talking and everything, giving him some advice. And the friend is, the one who I think his name was Zeke. He tells Kwame, "You got a good one here. Like she seemed like she driven. She got all these different things." He was like, "And we gonna get you down there aisle." And he giving Kwame his blessing and stuff. And I was like, "That's cool when you got friends that's standing by you with you and everything for whatever it is that you decide for your life." We see Kwame and Chelsea having a real conversation about the fact that he was saying that he don't know how he gonna feel or go forward with the wedding and saying "I do" if his mom's not gonna be there. Chelsea expresses a real concern for that, and she feels bad because her family is being so supportive of them, and his mother is not. And him and his mother are really close. That's his best friend, he says. We learned that his brother and sister are all for it, and they plan to show up. They're gonna be there for their little brother, but the mother is dead set against it, right? So we get to wedding day for Kwame and Chelsea. We see Chelsea arrive, then we see Kwame arrive. We see she arrives. The room is really pretty. Her flowers are nice. I love the shade of pink that they used with the white. It all looks really nice. They have a monogram like floor tile or whatever it is with pink background and their names on it. It's real like everything just looks really nice. And she's talking and she's still nervous about the conversation about the fact that they both got nervous, but the fact that her family is so supportive and his mother is not, and her opinion matters a great deal to Kwame. And for him to say yes to her without his mother approval and being there, like that has her nervous, and rightfully so. So we see some of her friends show up. By this time, her mom, and her cousin Demetria, I saw her, and some other people are already there. But there's some friends that she had from out of state flew in. And one of her friends, she came through and Chelsea hugged her and she just burst into tears because she couldn't believe that they, dropped whatever they had going on and was like, "We're going to be there for you." Because y'all got to think that when they decide that they're going to get married, this wedding is maybe 2 or 3 weeks later. And so for them to drop what they got going on to make sure that they there for you, wherever you are in the world, is an amazing thing. Sign of a good and a true friend. But one of the friends, I don't recall what her name was, but when Chelsea hugged her and was like, I can't believe you came. When that lady opened her mouth and started talking, and I looked at her face, I said, is this Teddy? This lady to me, I don't know about y'all, but if you watch Grey's Anatomy, y'all know who Teddy Hunt is. She's Owen Hunt's wife. Now the last time I looked at Grey's Anatomy, they were still married. They was having problems, but they were still married. But this lady looks just like the actress that plays Teddy Hunt, except for her hair. Teddy hair is a more strawberry reddish blonde. This lady hair was blonde, like beach blonde or whatever you want to call it, like real white, that real white yellow, whitish yellow blonde. And next thing you know, they pan over to Kwame. He's in the room by himself and he's talking about he do have cold feet and all that kind of stuff like that. And his sister comes through that door, and I was like, she had a shade of orange on that was so beautiful against her skin tone. Her name's Barbara. And then his brother came behind her. And the brother's name was Jerry or Jared, I believe. The brother's suit was fab. She hugged Kwame so tight. She's crying already. The sister gives good ass energy. Like, she really gives good energy. His brother too. The brother's more reserved. But his sister energy and how she ride for her brother, it was unmatched. And she told Kwame, I raised you right. And I'm proud of you. And she talked about some stuff from when they was kids and things, how he did and stuff. But she was like, I know Mom is your best friend, and just know that even though she's not here and she's not giving you her blessing at the moment, it does not mean that she is not still praying for you that you're making the right choice, praying for you that you can be the best husband you can be and the best dad you can be when it comes time for y'all to have kids. Know she praying for you. So the brother mentions, and Dad, and Kwame was like, Dad, no. And he was like, yeah, we told Dad, and he is happy, he excited, he ecstatic that you're getting married. And I was like, wow. So I wonder if Kwame's parents are still married to one another. I wonder. And the sister mentions his nerves, and she was asking him, is he nervous? And did he feel like this at her wedding when she got married? He was like, no, I didn't feel anything, but this is my wedding and I'm nervous. So it's like, all right, cool. So the brother was like, the sister asked him, Kwame too, like, do you still pray? Mom is a praying woman, but do you still pray? And Kwame kind of like looked and chuckled. I said, ooh, he don't pray. And she was like, yeah, you probably ain't said prayer in 15 years. And he started smiling. So the brother was like, well, if it's okay with you, before we leave from you to go take our place outside, can we pray together? And so they prayed, and the brother said the prayer for him. And then next thing you know, that happens. And we see the sister knock on the door and come in to meet Chelsea. And Chelsea did tell her family that Kwame's brother and sister was going to show up for them, but she still feel bad that she got all her family there. And Kwame didn't have his parents there, which is the main person he wanted to be there and give their blessing was the mom. And his sister come in again. Barbara come in with the greatest energy. Hugs Chelsea. They both are crying. She told Chelsea, thank you for seeing what you see in my brother and caring for him and loving him. And I know you guys are going to be great together. And she gives Chelsea a gift. And it's a purse. It's an orange purse, but the top flap is kente cloth. And she asked the, does she know what it means? And the symbolism and stuff like that, the history of Kente Club. Chelsea says she does. She said, okay. She said, well, this bag, I got you this bag special, um, from Ghanaian women who made it, and the something, you have something blue and something new with this purse, because got it made especially for you. And they hugged, and she let her be with her people. Then we see her and Kwame standing at the top of the aisle before they walk down, because she walked with him down. And that's when they have that last little conversation about his nerves, about how he was at her wedding, and she's still standing there rubbing his back, reassuring him over and over. You're going to be a great father. You're going to be a great husband. I really want this for you. We all rooting for you. If you look like you scared to go down there, I'm going to push you down there. This girl is a great girl. I can just tell, is what she says about Chelsea. Her and Kwame walk down. She takes her seat. Kwame goes on stage. Then we see Chelsea have a conversation with her dad. And by the way, is it just me? But is that the same dress that she picked out? Because that looks like a different dress than the dress that she picked out at the dress day. But she's standing there with her dad, and her dad was like, I like him for you. I support you. And you just seem really, really happy. And he is getting a good one. He's getting a good woman. And she's like, thank you, Dad. Thank you so much. As long as he's down there waiting for me, I'm fine. Here her dad walks her down. The or I'm not sure this person is a preacher, but the what is the word that they call them? Not the announcer, not the appointed authority. What's the word? Y'all know the word, because you can go online and get the little certificate to be the person, the officiant. The officiant asks, do they have anything they want to say? So Chelsea has something written down that she says she passes. When she gets to the top of the bottom of the aisle, it's some stairs there. And Kwame was like, no, I'm going to help her up. So he reaches for her hand. She passes her flowers to her mom. And he helps her up to the stage to say their adieus. She asks for her book. She has her book. Excuse me. And she reads her vows to Kwame and stuff. And then they asked Kwame if he had something he would like to say. He was like, I didn't write these down because I can tell you better. It's just so many words to express how I feel for you. And it sounds all beautiful and everything. But I'm still nervous because he said that she's the best thing. He likes when they have disagreements because it shows how strong they are when they come back from those disagreements and move on, and how they resolve their issues and move on, right? And so then it comes time to say, I take this man or this woman. So they start with Chelsea, and I believe that, of course, they started with her because we all knew Chelsea was going to say yes. She loves Kwame. So she says yes, and once they ask Kwame, the screen go black before he could respond, which I knew they was going to do and leave us with a cliffhanger. And then they start to show us what's coming up on the other weddings next week. So y'all, what y'all think? Do y'all think Kwame going to say yes or no? I think after all of that, because she even spoke about how he loved her, and I'm thinking like, oh my God, you said this, and the fact that he said how much he loves her and how strong of a woman she is, and this and that and so forth in his little speech. But it's still like, oh my God, I hope this man don't embarrass this woman in front of her friends and family she didn't have fly in from out of town and all that. You done had your brother and sister flying from out of town, and they giving you all their blessings on this marriage, and they looking at it like you better do this. We happy and you found your person and all this and that. I hope he does not let everybody down like SK did last season and tell that girl no. I hope he don't, but in my heart I believe he is going to say no. I don't think Kwame going to go through with it. And honestly, really thinking about it, it's better to say no. But it would have been better to say no before. But I guess they wouldn't have a show if people said it before they got down the aisle. But it's better to say no now before you say I do, and then wait a few months or not long after and say I want to get an annulment or I want to get a divorce, like Jared and what was Jared's wife name in season 4? So what was Jared's wife name in season 2? I forgot. But she was his second choice. And she went into it and got married to him regardless of the fact that she knew that she was his second choice because he wanted to marry that girl Mallory. And she ended up marrying, was that guy's name Francisco or something like that? He came on here to be a singer. He wanted everybody to know he can sing so he could work at Disney and sing at Disney in a character costume or something. Because he didn't really want Mallory either. Mallory should have got with Jared, but whatever, that happened. But anyway, yeah. I hope Kwame don't pull a SK, but I feel like he is. I think he gonna be like, I do not. I really do. But we got a whole week to see. I'm sad I watched all these episodes this daggone fast. Cause now what I'm gonna watch. What I'm gonna watch now? I done watched everything. Watched Power already. I done watched all of these. I watched that documentary. Ooh, I did say I was gonna start watching that documentary about Pornhub or whatever. So maybe I'll start watching that. I don't know. But y'all gonna want to enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in to Little Old Me and my thoughts on this episode. You are overpriced. Love is marriage. Love is blind season 4 episode 11. Tell me in the comments what y'all think. Who do y'all hope say no? Who do y'all think gonna say no? Who do you think is gonna say yes? I'm gonna keep on telling y'all. My heart is gonna be completely shattered if Brett and Tiffany say no to each other. It really is. And with that being said, I see y'all next time. Bye.